Welcome to Off the Timeline, the show where sports history takes a hard left turn and reality checks itself at the door. I'm your host, and today we're asking, what if George Brett never played a single inning for the Kansas City Royals? What if instead he wore the Old English D for the Detroit Tigers for his entire career? Act 1, 1971, the draft twist, heard around the Midwest. We spun the alternate universe wheel, and boom! George Brett, the third baseman, is drafted not by the Royals, but by the Detroit Tigers. Kansas City cries into its barbecue sauce, Detroit. They pop open some Strohs and toast destiny. By 1975, Brett's a rookie star hitting .310. By '76, he's staring down Ron Guidry, trading triples for chin music. And by 1979, he's winning MVP, building a rivalry with the Yankees and making Reggie Jackson question whether he is Mr. October or just Mr. Occasionally. Act 2, 1980 to 1984. Brett, the Tiger King. 1980 rolls around, and Brett goes full cheat code. 390 average, MVP trophy, and a 100-win Tigers team that steamrolls the Yankees in the ALCS. He even homers off Goose Gossage in a moment so iconic, Yankee fans booed their own bullpen for a week. In the World Series, it's Brett versus Mike Schmidt in a third base runoff. Brett wins, Tigers in six, and Philadelphia loses another championship because that's just what Philly does. Fast forward to 1984. The Tigers start 35-5 in real life. But now with Brett, they don't start 35-5, they start inevitable. They beat the Royals in the ALCS because karma, and they take down the Padres in the World Series in in this timeline as well. Two rings, three MVPs, and a rivalry with the Yankees so spicy it could have been bottled and sold as AL East hot sauce. Act 3, 1985 to 1989. Old Lions and New Cubs. By 1985, Brett's still elite, but the league is changing. Boggs is racking up singles like a contact hitting Roomba. Mattingly wins MVP, and Brett, he's the aging war general with a 312 average and a 3,000-yard stare. '87 brings one last great postseason run. Brett drops 378 on the Twins in the ALCS, but the Twins win anyway thanks to some Metrodome voodoo and a suspiciously bouncy carpet. By 1989, Brett's in his supposedly final season, still hitting 285, still dropping pearls of wisdom, and still fighting off Father Time. Politely, of course. The curtain call, a standing no, and a tip of the helmet to a city that watched him grow up and grow great. But wait, there's more. Act 4, 1990 to 1993. The comeback nobody saw coming, except everyone. But wait, plot twist. In 1990, George Brett pulls a Michael Jordan, minus the baseball experiment. He unretires. The goal? Mentor the kids, DH a bit, and maybe, just maybe, reach 3,000 hits. Spoiler, he does. August 12th, 1990. A line drive off Greg Maddux. Hit number 3,000. Tiger Stadium explodes. Maddux just shrugs. At least it wasn't a homer. The time's undefeated. By 1992, Brett's batting under 240, swinging like he's underwater, and pitch hitting like a dad at a wiffle ball game. Spring '93, he gets cut and he walks away with grace, dignity, and 3,194 career hits, which is only, 1,000 more than your favorite team's entire 2024 roster. Act 5, Hall of Fame and Legacy. In this, uni- in this universe, the first ballot Hall of Famer in 1998 gets 98.3% of the vote, the other 1.7%. Probably Royals fans, still better, he left them at the draft day altar. Two World Series, three MVPs, 11 All-Star appearances, 4 batting titles, 3,194 hits, and 1 unforgettable ride with the Tigers. He never played in game in Kansas City, and yet somehow they still built a statue of him in the parking lot, facing away from the stadium. So what happens when you change one pick in 1971? A dynasty blooms in Detroit, the Royals fade into third base purgatory, and George Brett becomes the heart of a team, a city, and a generation. Off the Timeline is a fictional and transformative storytelling podcast. All player likenesses and team references are used under fair use for commentary and parody. Please do not try this at home unless you have a DeLorean.